vlog, I'm going to be showing you an experience that I had back during Comic-Con at a very special panel held by Dove and Rebecca Sugar of Steven Universe. There were other experts on the panel, and there was even Estelle, who plays Garnet, on the panel, and it was so great. I loved it so much. I did miss the beginning portion of the panel because I wasn't sure if you're allowed to film it. A lot of panels you're not supposed to, but they said, please film this, please put this on social media, please let everyone know what our message is. And their message is to love yourself just as you are, that you are beautiful and perfect the way that you are. And I love that message. I'm glad that they are targeting, with their campaign with Dove, they are targeting kids to let them know that, hey, you are beautiful, you are wonderful. But anyways, they are putting that positive energy out there, and I love it. And I know this video is a little bit late, but I still want to share this with you all. Here's footage from that event.
Comes from, it's based on my younger brother Steven, and so from the very beginning I wanted to make something that had all the, me and my brother Steven, we were like best friends growing up, and we would always watch cartoons together, play video games together, and so I wanted to make something that had, it was a pastiche of everything that we loved to share together, but that was also grounded in the feeling of just the reality of our relationship to each other. And I think throughout all of it, even though we're making something that's a sci-fi, fantasy, action, comedy, slice of life, everything, it's always going to be grounded in reality, because it's always going to come back to that reality of my childhood, and then also to the childhoods of everyone on my staff. So one of our big goals from the beginning was to make sure that while we could do wildly outlandish things, the core of it was always some truth about our actual lives.
The injustices in the world. If you feel bad about yourself, you're less likely to speak out against that. Working with a company like Cartoon Network and working in partnership with Dove and amazing people like Rebecca to actually flip the script and change this.
Look, it's one thing to do an advertising campaign, but it's another thing to actually take action and try and make systemic change in the world. So that was the time that the Dove Self-Esteem Project was formed, and it really was about looking at the next generation and saying, look, to all the points that Philippa said about people dropping out because of body confidence issues and self-esteem issues, we want to tackle that at the source. And we know that between the ages of 10 and 17, that's when there is a big drop in those issues with young people, and we wanted to intervene and really try and make change and make a difference. Now, we take this extremely seriously. You can already hear that we've done it for 14 years, so it's something that's extremely serious for us. How powerful would that be? So if we could take the creative force of Rebecca and combine that with the academic rigor of Philippa, that is just going to be something that's never been done before. So that's what we're doing here. The cartoons that you see behind you, they've been carefully crafted with the academic research to make sure they're actually doing good.
What we came to was we needed to create a scenario where mindful meditation would actually help the characters. The characters are even struggling to just deliver the basic messages because it's something that's new for them and that they struggle with. So to see that what they're learning can actually help them in 60 seconds finish this short is sort of the concept that I thought would keep it both entertaining and relatable. I want to make very honest art, and I honestly want to help kids.
I've been doing this music for a very long time, and I've been told I should be as many things as you can think of, and I don't care about any of these things. Our house was the neighborhood house, per se. Like people came to our house to eat and to kick it after school, and then going home. I would help my friends learn how to cook, things like that. So I've always been surrounded with loads of different types of people, and so my level of acceptance comes from that root. And my level of acceptance for myself comes from that root. And, so as I get older and I become a singer and I do what I do, I'm very convicted and very clear and very sure about who I am. And, but people have their opinions, and that's nice. But somebody, and my mum would always say to me, that's fine, that's their opinions, they can have them. You don't have to deal with any of it. It came into the creation of the character Garnet. It reinforced, again, the idea that stay with your convictions, be cool about who you are, no matter how crazy it looks at the time, and how crazy it looks in the moment to anybody else. It's fine, they'll catch up. They'll be all right, they'll get it. And there's always somebody that identifies. You know, Rebecca identifies and got it. She was like, this song is crazy, the video, I get it. And I was like, thank you, I'm not crazy.
That the landscape was very limited for where I could even see somebody who resembled me to a piece of like what my hair color was, let alone what my life was like or what my body shape was like. And so I feel like the more we can intentionally put out art in the world that is reflective and representative, I think you're finding not only brands and businesses who are profiting from that, and that's important too, because this is an important intersection for us when we talk about business and culture, that this is a way that we can put good in the world and do well by it. And that's not mutually exclusive in my experience. And so I think the more we are creators in our own hands, we all carry around, we sit on our own media empire right now. We all have followings, whether you're at 2 people or 2 million people, it doesn't matter. We have influence, we have opportunity to share and to democratize that space, but to stay grounded with spheres of influence that are going to speak to you in the way your families did. My favorite line is always Amy Poehler said, it's great to say when somebody has an opinion, good for you, not for me. It's just a great way to kind of build that barrier, and I feel like this is an opportunity for us collectively as an audience, as brands, as networks, as creators, to really come together and vision what's the future of this world for children, and how are we providing them the tools and the experiences that are going to represent them, not disappear them, and in fact really kind of normalize and socialize our lives, and that's really important.
Now trying to learn how to take care of myself, particularly eating. I have struggled with eating, and so having information about how to help children with eating disorders is really valuable and important to me. I think I realized something at a certain point while I was working on the show around 2015. I was so deep into it that I was not eating, and I was very sick, and people would actually say, wow, you look great, and I was really sick. I realized that was a problem, and I think to me it came into focus how much it's both the mental and the physical. You have to want to take care of yourself before you can. And so building both of those things up has been sort of a personal journey that I've been sort of secondhand writing about throughout the course of the show. Recently I was hanging out with Estelle. We hang out outside of work, by the way. And I was talking about this project, and I was saying, it's just really hard for me. I felt very unsure. But then we were just talking about, well, really everything that you just said, which was very inspiring. We're busy and we have to be healthy or we can't get stuff done. We're busy. And it's just really true. You have to prioritize your life and your health, your mental and your physical health. So I think the other thing that's been interesting for me working on this is that I want to be able to speak to people who aren't done, who are in the process, where you're still trying to figure out how to manage the anxiety that comes with these issues. And you aren't going to be done when it's over. It's going to be an ongoing process that will last potentially the rest of your, it will. Living takes your entire life to do. Exploring that, it's like staring into the sun, but it's been a really valuable experience.
What do you want to share with that audience? What do you want them to know?
I'll jump in. I think the opportunity for today and to start this conversation and the work that you're seeing, I think we need your help in continuing that conversation in the lives that you live and the relationships that you have. So whether you have children or teach children or care about starting this conversation with a child in your life, I think planting that seed is really important. And I know a lot of people that we work with oftentimes don't know where to start. And I think taking your favorite show, and obviously this is a plussed up opportunity that Cartoon Network and Dove and Rebecca and everybody have brought us intentionally, again, it's kind of my word for the day. But I think use what you're seeing, what you're experiencing, use those comments, watch our comments, I would say, like watch what we say. The language creates our thoughts, which create our actions. So I think using the content that's there is an important thought starter, and I think we have some curriculum models and exercises and support that's available if you're interested in that. And so the tools are there, but we also have the tools within us, and it's just really to be present and to start this conversation, to be unafraid, to get a little messy around this too, because it's the beginning that really matters the most, and then I think you can open up a really great opportunity for education with the people that you love in your life, including yourself.
Right this second, people just need to be committed to helping one another. And if we can all sort of demand from everyone that you try to be helpful, that you care about people, then I think that can make a massive difference. It seems a little, you can ask children to please feel better, but we as adults need to make a world that is supporting those children, need to make media that makes them feel valued. And if we don't do that, it's not their fault that they feel bad, and it shouldn't feel that way. I think everyone here, everyone who, I'm sure a bunch of you draw comics and to make art, and we can all try as hard as we can to shift culture to value supporting one another. For real, people tweet me.
People tweet me, and they're quick to point out the negatives in things. They're quick to say, well, why did you post that? And nothing could be done. And I'm like, I'm posting this because I know there's somebody who is gonna look at this, and it's gonna trigger their life path. It's gonna make them want to change the environment. It's gonna make them feel free enough to be who they are, to become the next most amazing thing in the world. I'm not posting this to talk about how crazy the world is. So to that end, socially, post the crap out of everything. Excuse my language. Post and post everything that is positive, everything that is love-filled, everything that makes you feel good. It's about just continuing that conversation. To me,
What I love about Dove as well is that they have been doing this campaign for a long time, telling women specifically, like, doesn't matter what size you are or what you look like, you are beautiful. And I love that. And they did this Dove Selfie project with teens in a high school, and it was amazing. You gotta watch that video. When I was working at a high school and at a middle school, I actually did the same type of project with the kids, and it was very powerful and moving and beautiful. So yay to Dove, and yay to Rebecca Sugar. Her show is amazing and uplifting and positive, and you learn so many good life lessons. So shout out to April. Thank you for standing in line to get these tickets. Thank you. I really love this experience. What was also cool is that you got this shirt. Look at this. Isn't that great? I was like, because they were all like, hey everybody, guess what? We got a surprise for you. Here's a shirt. And I'm like, oh my gosh, you guys. That panel was so great. And then you're giving us a shirt. Oh man, this is just wonderful. But anyways, I hope you enjoyed the vlog, and yeah, just go out there and be your awesome selves. So thanks for watching. Bye.
Don't forget to hit like and subscribe.